Some major changes are happening right now, changes that will not only affect XRP, Bitcoin, and Ethereum, but the greater crypto market, and solidify crypto as one of the most unique financial instruments and inventions over the last decade. As the US Treasury just published a bombshell report that not only mentions the staggering rise of cryptocurrency, but how it will be used in the future at a federal level and how it will integrate many crypto native use cases into their infrastructure over the long term. We'll be talking about how Monica Long, the president of Ripple, recently spoke alongside the guys from Open Eden, who have now successfully tokenized US Treasury bills, and how Ripple plans to take the market by storm in this arena, which will bring inherent value to the XRP token. As the CTO of Ripple, David Schwartz, said, nothing can move on the XRP ledger without XRP. We'll also be sharing some groundbreaking news surrounding one of the largest payment processors on Earth, Visa, and how they just struck a partnership with Coinbase to offer instant crypto purchases with debit cards. And of course, we'll dive into the price action on XRP and what we can expect in the upcoming weeks. So if you're feeling blessed and bullish, comment 777, and if you're going to be the wealthiest person in your family tree, smash the subscribe button. Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Paul if you are new here, and this is pretty big news considering the US Treasury is now beginning to take crypto seriously. And in their bombshell report, not only do they talk about stablecoins, but they talk about tokenizing US Treasuries and how that demand is consistently growing. And so we're going to dive into crypto here just in a second, but this is huge because not only will it prop up the crypto market, but just about every other market, as in this report, they even plan to conduct weekly liquidity support buybacks of up to $4 billion per operation. So I went ahead and actually dug into the report. This thing is 132 pages long, so we're going to save you a boatload of time and focus on digital assets and the Treasury market directly from their report. And in the report, they mention a few different things. I think the first thing I'm going to focus on is the fact that they are saying that stable coins are actually growing, as stable coins play an integral role in intermediating transactions in the digital asset markets, and over 80% of all crypto transactions now use a stable coin as one leg of the transaction. So this is data directly from the Treasury. And this is huge because not only does it validate what Ripple is currently doing with their stablecoin, but it's basically stating that the entire stablecoin market is going to continue to grow and expand, which is ultimately going to bring a lot of that value back to the XRP ledger. Because again, we can't run any transactions on the XRPL without first using XRP. So again, more liquidity means more money into the entire ecosystem, and that should prop up the price of XRP tremendously. However, their RLUSD stablecoin is issued on the XRP and Ethereum blockchains, and for exchanges, remittances, and money transfer providers or payment service providers that want to hold, buy, and trade USD on-chain, RLUSD is going to provide fast settlement, multi-chain issuance, and programmable finance open to a new world of use cases and revenue streams. Now, Ripple has already stated that a lot of their RLUSD is going to be one-for-one backed or fully backed with complete and total transparency, as they are either going to hold fiat currency or they're going to hold US-backed treasuries. And so this is what we're getting at. The fact that now even the US Treasury is confirming that this stuff is real and it's here to stay, as structural demand for treasuries may increase as the digital asset market cap grows, both as a hedge against downside price volatility and as an on-chain safe haven asset. And so when they talk about asset tokenization, specifically surrounding US Treasuries, there are a lot of key benefits to tokenization, like core and service layers, which basically contains information about the asset and the governing rules surrounding the transfer and settlement. We're talking smart contracts, which execute transactions automatically. We're talking about atomic settlement, which can essentially streamline all transactions and make sure that they occur simultaneously. Composability, that allow for highly customized solutions in terms of asset management. And finally, fractionalized ownership. In other words, you can divide a whole into multiple parts. It's the same way when you think about someone buys a piece of real estate and maybe a bunch of people went in on that large piece of real estate, and so everyone has a fractionalized piece of ownership. Now you'll be able to do this even with US Treasuries. Now take a wild guess who's already working on the underlying infrastructure and technology surrounding these solutions for the future of finance. Ripple. I mean, we even have Ripple X, sharing the fact that they have licenses and regulatory oversight to create greater confidence in their product, as this gentleman Jeremy from Open Eden Labs discusses the value of tokenized T-bills alongside Monica Long, the president of Ripple, as they bring them to not only TradFi but also DeFi ecosystems. Now, just as a heads up, we have Open Eden Labs, which was backed by Binance and arguably one of the best players in the space surrounding US Treasury yields that are on-chain 24/7, and how they are the very first tokenized US T-bill to receive a Moody's credit rating. So they are the real deal, and they now partnered with Ripple. So yes, XRP, the token, has been lagging, but with all of these positive developments, it's almost going to happen overnight. I think a lot of people are going to be shocked and surprised to find out that all of this sideways ranging price action is eventually building up for a massive explosion in the token price as more and more institutions and even the US Treasury are onboarded. Now on to our next major piece of news, as Visa, one of the largest payment processors on planet Earth, has partnered with Coinbase for instant crypto buys on debit cards. Now this is pretty exciting news because it allows a lot more money to flow into the market almost instantaneously, as Visa users with eligible debit cards will soon be able to do instant deposits. So imagine in a bullish environment where there's a lot of FOMO and markets are really starting to trade up, you're going to have a lot of folks that are going to start to dump money through their debit cards directly into the market. And yes, because it's an instant deposit, I'm sure that the limits are going to be far higher, which means people can do thousands or tens of thousands of dollars almost instantly, versus back in the day, they had maybe a limit of $500 and then the money would have to clear and then it would be available. But by that point, they may not feel the FOMO to buy anymore because the markets have turned around. So this is actually going to be huge for the entire crypto market and XRP, as Coinbase already has millions of users with a debit card connected to their account. Visa said in an October 29th statement, now the United States and the European Union customers will get real-time delivery of account funds for those using an eligible Visa debit card. Those Coinbase users with an eligible Visa debit card know that they can take advantage of trading opportunities day and night. However, Visa is just one part of the equation, and I thoroughly expect MasterCard to be onboarded next. Now, speaking of Visa and MasterCard, back in 2005, there was actually a major class action lawsuit where both Visa and MasterCard basically lost, and now there was a $5.5 billion settlement that is currently going on, and not everyone has claimed a portion of that settlement. This is a part of a long-standing class action lawsuit against Visa and MasterCard. The lawsuit accused the credit card giants of imposing unfair fees on merchants, specifically swipe fees, which merchants have argued were excessively high and non-transparent. In other words, these two companies were colluding in charging higher fees than they should have been, which resulted in the loss of this class action lawsuit, and now there is $5.54 billion up for grabs. Now that's because it was in violation of antitrust laws. In other words, if you were in business between January 1st of 2004 and January 25th of 2019, so about a 15-year period, you might actually be able to take advantage of this class action lawsuit and get some money back directly from that $5.54 billion stack of money. Now, you don't have to currently be in business. Even if you closed your business or went bankrupt since then, if you were in business between those dates for 15 years, you can actually submit a claim, and it's super simple. All you have to do is click on the first link down below to land directly on this website. It literally takes like a few minutes to fill out. I'm not even kidding. And enter your information right here to see if you're eligible. Now, you might not be, but I'm telling you, you might also be if you were in business at all and anyone used a MasterCard or a Visa card. Now, the deadline is just around the corner on February 4th, but this thing makes things extremely simple as you have a white glove service that knows exactly what they're doing and how to actually find some of these hidden transactions that might get you to settle for more and get more out of that business. Now, the beautiful thing is it's completely free to fill out. You might not get anything, but like I said, you could, as they work on a contingency basis, meaning you don't pay unless they actually recover compensation for you. So it's literally no loss to you, and there's virtually no risk just to check. In other words, this is a way to truly take advantage of this settlement and lawsuit and potentially get free money if you are in business between 2004 and 2019. Already, we've helped quite a few business owners get some money back. So for example, this person did $2.12 million and they actually got $23,000 back. This is someone that we recently referred. Here's another business where they got $26,000 back because they did gross revenue of $2.19 million. This person did $660,000. They still got $9,000 back from this settlement. And if you don't claim it by February, I don't know where that money goes, whether the government gets it or whether they just get to keep it, but you might as well take advantage of it. Now, we have some pretty large business owners. This guy got $29,000 back. This guy got $1,600 back. And in one situation and circumstance, we had $64 million of gross revenue and volume, and this person got a total of $1.1 million back in totally free cash because Visa and MasterCard were taking advantage of them. In one other situation, someone got $200,000 back for $12 million in gross revenue. So again, all you have to do is click on the very first link in the description or the bio or the pinned post and comment down below to go to this page. It takes a few minutes. Just fill out your information here and see if you might get some money back if you were in business during those years. Now, to add to the bullishness of the US Treasury breakdown, how Ripple is bringing their stablecoin to the market and even asset tokenization among US Treasury bills, how Visa is allowing instant crypto buys. Now we have Coinbase expecting 20% of the global GDP to run on crypto, comparing it to the rise of e-commerce in their latest Q3 earnings report. Let's listen to this.
All of these building blocks are coming together where you can really start to see consumer utility happening in crypto. And just to give you an analogy of how I think about it, sort of really how the internet started, right? If you go back to the year 2000, only about 0.5% of global GDP was happening through e-commerce. And today it's about 20% of global GDP running through e-commerce. And so I think crypto is going to follow a similar trend. We've done our own internal estimates of this, and it's a tough thing to estimate, but by our best guess is about 0.5% of global GDP is occurring on crypto rails. We really want to get that to be 20% of global GDP running on crypto rails. We think that they're faster, they're cheaper, they're more global, they're more fair, they're more free. It's just, payments are going to flow to the path of least resistance, kind of like water. And these are the best payment rails in the world. Many other benefits, people want this globally, as a refuge from inflation, economic freedom, good financial infrastructure. It just creates prosperity around the world. And so I think we now have that foundation in place to see global GDP run more and more on crypto rails over the coming years. All of these
So when you think about the future of 20% of the global GDP running on crypto rails, much of that will likely be the XRPL. And that said, we do need to see Bitcoin in a bullish environment or looking very good from a health perspective in order for the rest of the crypto market to follow. Right now, Bitcoin dominance is up. We're sitting at about 60% as it's consistently climbed and actually held this trend line that I drew quite a while back, and we'll just draw it right through there. You can see that consistently we've held this trend line and more money is flowing into Bitcoin. And that's simply because it has the spot ETF, which billions and billions of dollars of inflows, now $30 billion of inflows have happened just in that spot ETF for Bitcoin. So the rest of the market is going to follow. Usually Bitcoin leads in an environment where everything is pretty stagnant. Once Bitcoin has cooled off, a lot of that money rotates into other cryptos. So it's important to pay attention to Bitcoin and what's happening over there. And as you can see here, we have a resistance sitting right here at about $71,000. And as of recently, the price broke out to $73,500, only to break right back down just below. However, right now things are looking really bullish from Bitcoin as we broke our trend line resistance basically touched that resistance for a support and continued trending higher. So even if we broke down to this $67,000 level, I do believe it'd be a really good play considering so much money is flowing into this ETF. And I just think this is shorts. I think this is institutional futures trading where they are shorting the crap out of the market and then getting the price to dump so they can accumulate more spot Bitcoin for their ETFs and load up before this major bull run through the end of the year. I also think it's possible that as almost $1 trillion was lost in the TradFi markets today, a lot of that is due to uncertainty surrounding the election. So people are just selling assets because they don't want to worry about the outcome of the election. If Kamala Harris wins, I do believe the crypto markets are going to dump a little bit, and that's just because she's not as crypto friendly as Donald Trump. However, if Donald Trump wins, I do believe all markets are going to rally like crazy. However, there are a lot of players that just don't want that unnecessary volatility and can always buy back in after the election. So that's why I believe we had this recent dump. And it kind of shows as well in the XRP chart. When you hop on over here, you can see that XRP dumped for a few days. Now, again, this is a daily time frame, but as I stated before, it seems to me that 50 to 51 cents is a strong support. So even with this little breakdown and bear trap right here, XRP is holding the range. And so a breakdown below this wick right here at 48 cents would lead me to become a bit more bearish, considering not even the price action on a daily time frame from the closes ever went below 48.7 cents, except for one time in July when the whole market started jumping a little bit. But that said, I would like to see XRP hold this range and arguably break just above right here at about 54 cents. If we break above 54 cents, the next major zone or resistance would be about 63 cents. A break above there is really crucial for XRP to hit new all-time highs because guess what? 74 cents is our multi-year resistance. So yes, XRP has not been that exciting. I would be a little bit cautious down here if we break below here. I think then we'd go to like 38 cents, but it remains to be seen. And if Bitcoin continues to rally, it's going to provide a lot of room for something like XRP to grow as well. So again, we want to break above this 54 cent range. We'll probably touch 63 cents. And that's what I'm really looking for this week. I would like to see a break above 54 cents. And currently I am accumulating. Now that is not a financial recommendation. You know, do your own homework and research, talk to your own financial advisor. But I think this is a really strong range to accumulate because even if you want to do a very small play with a potential amount of leverage, right, this is an easy 8% gain, and on leverage it'd be more. Now that said, if you haven't already and you enjoyed the video, then go to bullrunners.com to join our early bird list. We only have 9 days left and it is first come, first serve for the first 1,000 people to get some really exclusive bonuses that we're going to reveal very shortly. But this is a great way for you to get exclusive altcoin picks, market analysis, and access our crypto education platform, which we've really spent a lot of time and effort building out for you guys. And once this list closes, you can no longer get access to those bonuses. Or I would argue that if we hit that 1,000 mark, which I do believe we will, you're also not going to get access. So it's extremely important and pertinent that you take advantage of this now by going to bullrunners.com and reserving your spot on the list ASAP. Then from there, check your email because we're going to send you an email directly that proves to you and shows you what you're going to get when you sign up. So thanks so much for watching the video. Be sure to smash the subscribe button, like the video. It helps the channel out, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video, my friend. Goodbye.